Yes, students. Now we will revise chapter 2, which talks about supply under GST. Guys, the taxable event under GST is supply. Whenever there is a supply, there is GST levied on. Sir, supply is in detail covered in section 7, read with schedule 1, 2, 3, guys. So I've just given the list here. Section 7, meaning and scope of supply. Read with schedule 1, 2, 3, guys. Schedule 1 talks about activities to be treated as supply even if it is made without consideration. Read with section 7(1)(c). Then schedule 2 talks about activities or transaction to be treated as supply of goods or services. Supply of goods or services. Yes, that is read with section 7(1) capital A. Then schedule 3, activities or transaction which are neither supply of goods nor supply of services. We also call it as negative list. We also call it as negative list, guys. Read with section 7(2). Then the last section covered under this chapter is section 8, which talks about taxability of composite and mixed supplies. Let us see one by one. Meaning and scope of supply, very important section. In detail, we have to know because they may test you on small things also, guys. Modes of supply, forms of supply is given in section 7(1)(a). 7(1)(a). What is it? Supply includes all forms of supply of goods or services or both. Some examples such as sale, transfer, barter, exchange, license, rental, lease, or disposal for a consideration in the course or furtherance of business. Supply of goods or services for a consideration in the course or furtherance of business, guys. So please be careful. See, under each of the section, I would have given what all conditions has to be satisfied in order to make an event or transaction supply under that section. Clear? You can observe everywhere I would have given in green like this. That means all those conditions cumulatively has to be satisfied. Okay, sir, we will satisfy. Don't worry. Now, they have given such as some examples. Sale means yes, sir, we know. What is this transfer, barter, exchange, and all? Transfer also in GST, especially, sorry, in income tax, especially, we will use that in capital gains head. Yes, sir. Here also, transfer is nothing but sale, guys. Then barter means we exchange goods or services without money involved. Without money involved. Is it a supply for both of us? Yes. Sir, how do we decide the value of supply? Based on valuation rules. Based on valuation rules, guys. Because section 15 will tell only when there is a consideration. Price should be the sole consideration. Only then we can apply section 15. What is section 15? Value of supply. Sir, what if there is price is not the sole consideration? Or if supplier and recipient are related, sir, then we cannot apply section 15. We have to apply valuation rules to decide what value of supply. Sir, is valuation rules covered in our syllabus? No. At intermediate level, it is not covered. Oh. Fine. So, barter means one, we have exchanged the goods or services without money involvement. Whereas exchange is not like that. At least partly money is involved. For example, sir, I exchanged my old laptop for a new laptop. The cost of new laptop is 60,000, but they asked me only to pay 40,000 because 20,000 is an exchange value. 20,000 is an exchange value. So here consideration is partly in money, partly in kind. Even in that scenario, we have to apply valuation rules, guys. Valuation rules. But are we here? We are discussing, is it a supply or not? Yes, it is a supply. Yes, it is a supply. Okay, guys. Next, consideration, Consideration is something, need not be always money. Something is flowing from recipient to supplier. Okay, because supplier is supplying goods or services. In return, what is recipient giving? Something. Something in return, consideration. Sir, ಅದೊಂದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಲ್ತಿದೀವಿ ಸರ್. ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಫರ್, ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್, ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್, ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ನೆವರ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಸರ್. ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಐ ಡಿಂಟ್ ಇವನ್ ನೋ ಸರ್ ಟಿಲ್ ಐ ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಲಾ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಗೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಬಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್, ನಾ ಬಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್, ಐ ವೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬೋರ್ಡೆಡ್ ದ ಬಸ್. ಆಫರ್, ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್. Offer acceptance. Correct? We never thought from that angle. That is how it is. Actually, even taxation law is like that. Many things which will be happening around us, we will be never aware of it. We would have not seen in this angle. And once you study taxation, everything you start seeing in this angle. Which angle? Taxation angle. Clear. And you start telling in home also, Amma, Appa, don't do that. That will cost you tax. That this will happen. That will happen. Whether they listen or not, you at least give some guidance. Okay, now, Amal, I do. That is the problem. When you are too much involved in the subject, you just see everywhere that only. I have realized it. I have realized it. See, especially when I'm looking for a new house, okay, to move. Anywhere I saw is to let go only. To let gold only. Any road. But if I am nowhere bothered about house, I'm already comfortable in my house or I have already own house. I'm not bothered at all about it. When something is happening in my life about it, anywhere I see, I will connect to it. I will connect to it. So it is like that. Now, especially I have started my classes recently. So anywhere I see anything, I will think from that point of view. Like, is it anywhere possible for me to use this year in our platform? So that is how we start connecting the things. Whatever is happening, we will try to see, okay, what can I get from it? What might be the benefit out of it? Like that. So you guys also will be like that. And during my college days, I guess I told you, sir, when I am studying taxation, especially I used to love that numbers, figures. Okay. So every day, whatever is being taught, I used to connect in Bangalore. I used to travel in a BMTC bus, local transport. There, whenever I see in a bus number, I used to connect. Okay, this number is for which section? Which section? Any number I see, I used to connect to the provisions or section numbers. That is how it was. My friends were calling mad or crazy, whatever. It's okay. I will accept because that is why I am a teacher today for taxation. And teaching tax is never an easy. And I have chosen that. Okay, because I know, first of all, doing CA itself is not easy. We have selected it. We have made our life complicated. Okay, let us make more complicated is what I thought. Chalo, because taxation keeps on changing. First of all, I have to update. I have to update my notes. I have to update students. So this journey is not easy. If it was, I teach costing also. Costing comparatively easy. Why? Never changing subject. Okay, but that doesn't mean that I will not update my notes and all because I will always be finding ways to update the notes. Okay, if you see even my taxation notes 1 year before, 2 years before and all, it will not be same because I keep on adding few things. And when I am teaching, somewhere I would have felt, okay, if I do this in this way, it would be more beneficial to the students, the charts or whatever it is. Clear. And all this I didn't made it on day one. It is over a period of time. It is over a period of time. For you guys also, sir, getting successful on our screen is not an event. It is a process. It is a process. And if you take care of this process, result will automatically come, guys. Clear? And you should be in such a way that when you are taking care of process, you will be very confident. Sir, this time I will pass, sir. This time I will pass. Yes, it is the toughest exam in Indian commerce stream, but many people have done it. You can also do it and you will stand out. You will not be that one person in 1 crore, 10 crore, 20 crore. You will be just that one person in few lakhs. Yeah. And India has very limited chartered accountants for a population of almost 150 crore. I'm just telling a random number because we would have already touched 150 crore for sure. Okay. Is what I believe. For a population of almost 150 crore, we have few lakhs of chartered accountants. And even the president or even the president means the ICI also has told we need more and more chartered accountants. We need actually around 50 lakh chartered accountants and by 2050. Okay, so by then, whether it will be 50 lakh or not, doesn't matter. You fall in that place. Okay, 50 lakh or 10 lakh or 20 lakh or 30 lakh or whatever it is, you should be one among that number. You should be that one among that number, guys. Yes. Yeah. Coming back. Supply of supply of goods or services. If it is not a goods or services, is it attracting GST? No. So first we have to understand what is goods, what is services. Have they defined it? Yes. SOGA Act, Sale of Goods Act, goods definition is there now, almost same, guys. Goods definition is given in section 2 clause 52. Goods means every kind of movable property. Means if it is immobile, it is not goods, sir? No. Then other than money and securities. So money and securities is not goods, sir? No. But it includes, means goods includes actionable claim. Sir, actionable claim is a claim towards a debt. Is it a goods? Yes. Then growing crops, grass and things attached to or forming part of the land which are agreed to be severed before supply or under a contract of supply. Now, sir, something is attached to the land. I have agreed to cut it and give it to you or sever it and give it to you. Is it a supply? Yes. For example, tree attached to the land. Actually, we can consider it as immovable. But can I cut it and sell? Yes. If I cut it and sell, is it a goods? Yes. If it is there only, is it a goods? No. Clear? Only if you have agreed to cut or sever and sell. Okay. Then coming to services is defined in section 2 clause 102. Anything other than goods is a services. What is not goods is the services. But services also will not include money and securities. Goods also will not include money and securities, and services also will not include money and securities. Okay. But services will include, it will not include money, but it will include use of money or conversion of money by cash or by any other mode from one form or currency or denomination to another, for which a separate consideration is charged. Separate consideration is charged. Guys, money and securities is not a goods, not a services. Securities means shares, bonds, everything is debentures, everything is covered. Now, I am converting one form to another form for which a separate consideration is charged. Is it a services? Yes. For example, I went for a bank to draw a DD. To draw a DD. And I gave 1 lakh and they gave 1 lakh worth of DD. The DD with a face value of 1 lakh. And for this, bank charged me 500 rupees. Is it a service? Yes. What? For 500, whatever they charge is a supply of service. By whom? Bank. Now, sir, I gave 1 lakh and they gave DD na. For 1 lakh GST is applicable. No, no. For one, only for 500. Where they charge separate consideration. Is that clear? Or else I went to an authorized dealer. I want him to convert my 10 lakh rupees into US dollar. He converted. Is this a service? No. And he is giving service of conversion. He charged me 2000 for this. Is this a supply of service? Yes. Supply of service. To convert from one currency to another currency is charging me separate consideration. It is a supply. It is a supply. Yes. Next, 71AA. Activities or transaction by a person other than an individual to its members or constituents or vice versa for cash, deferred payment or other valuable consideration. Means consideration should be there. 7AA, guys. So here it is like this. Sir, if any association or club, if they are giving anything to their members, services, for which they are charging consideration, or else members is giving any services to association or club, is it a supply of service? Yes, it is a supply. But consideration should be there. Consideration should be there, guys. Either way, vice versa, both are covered. Association to members or members to association. Obviously, members means who, guys? Individuals. Members means individuals. Yes, sir. Next, import of services for a consideration, whether or not in the course or furtherance of business. Guys, only two checkpoint here. There should be import of service for a consideration. That's all. That's all. Yes, sir. Sir, for what purpose I have imported the service doesn't matter. Let it be for business, let it be for personal. Okay. Next, important. Sir, as per section 71C, they are telling few activities or transaction is treated as supply even without consideration. Guys, for all above points, one important thing was what? Consideration. Consideration. Here also consideration. Here also consideration. But now 71C, C is telling without consideration. C is telling without consideration. Have they given the list in 71C? No, they have asked you to refer to Schedule 1. Whenever you are answering the question on this, please answer like this. As per section 71C, read with Schedule 1. And if you can remember the para numbers also, para 1, 2, 3, 4, guys. Okay, guys, let us see. As per Schedule 1, in the following 4 cases, supplies made without consideration will be treated as supply under section 7 of CGST Act, that is 71C. Para 1. permanent transfer or disposal of business assets where ITC has been availed on such assets. Sir, I had purchased an asset to use it in my business. I had paid input tax on it. I have claimed input tax credit. Now I am giving this asset free of cost. Now I am giving this asset free of cost, or I am just putting it for scrap without without any value. Is it a supply? Yes, it is a supply. And guys, see, whenever it is a supply as per any of the para year, value will be decided as per valuation rules. For intermediate, don't worry about what is the value, on what amount should we pay GST. Don't worry. Just to decide is it a supply or not as per schedule 1. That's all. I repeat, guys, I had purchased an asset for my business, claimed ITC on it. Now, after a few months or few years, I am giving it free of cost. Is it a supply? Yes, as per para 1. Now listen here. Now listen here. Sir, I had purchased an asset used for business, claimed ITC. I put it for a scrap for 10,000. Is it a supply? Yes, as per 718. As per 718. Sir, not here. No, here without consideration only is covered. When there is a consideration, it will fall here, guys. It will fall here. Even if a scrap value is whatever, 1 rupee, 2 rupee, whatever it is. But if it is for zero value, then para 1. Para 1. Okay. Sir, I had purchased an asset, sir. I had not claimed ITCs. Why? 17.5 blocked it, sir. 17.5 blocked it, sir. Okay, I have not claimed ITC. Now I am giving it free. Is it a supply? No. Now I am supplying it for 1 lakh. Is it a supply? Yes, as per 718. Hope you guys are able to get what I am trying to tell. Clear? So the condition of ITC is there only for para 1. That is when your outward supply is 0. Is it a supply? Yes. Okay. But if you supply or transfer entire business as a going concern, it is not a supply, guys. It is actually given in exemption list. It is not a supply. It is not a supply. Next. Supply between related person or distinct person made in the course or furtherance of business. Now, if there is a supply, that is supplier and recipient is related, or they are distinct person, and supply is made without consideration in the course or furtherance of business. Is it a supply, sir? Yes. Now it is important for us to understand who is related, who is distinct. Related person. As per explanation to section 15. Section 15 talks about value of supplies. As per explanation to section 15 of CGST Act 2017, if such persons are officers or director of one another business, I am the officer of your business, we both are related. You are a director of my business, we both are related. They are legally recognized partners or employer and employee relative, may not be blood relative, but related for GST purpose. Okay. Then one of them control directly, indirectly the other, together control directly, indirectly a third person. A third person controls own or directly, indirectly more than or equal to 25% of the voting stock or shares of both of them, or they are members of the same family, blood relative, or one of them is the sole agent or sole distributor or sole concessioner of the other. I am acting as an agent for you solely, wholly. I have dedicated my life to you. In that case, sir, we both are related? Huh? Yes. Sir, what if I am acting as an agent for number of people? We both are not related. We both are not related. And that control thing, I will just tell you guys. See, listen. Sir, father, mother, controlling child. I'm just taking an example, need not be always relative, anyone. Father, mother, controlling child. Father and child related? Yes. Mother and child related? Yes. Father and mother related? Yes, sir. As they are controlling one common person. Clear? Yes. Next, father and mother are controlled by grandfather. Father and mother are controlled by one common person. Grandfather and father related? Yes. Grandfather and mother related? Yes. Now father and mother related? Yes. Clear? One common person in controlling both related. All three are related. This both are controlling another person. Are they all three related? Yes. They all three are related, guys. See, here I have used the example only for your better understanding. They need not be blood relative. For having control, should there be a blood relative, sir? No. Next, coming to distinct persons specified under section 25, connected to registration topic. Section 25 is a part of registration topic. Listen here. Under GST, registration is state-wise PAN-based. State-wise PAN-based. Each and every state, wherever I am having business, I have to obtain separate registration. I have to obtain separate registration. Yes, sir. So I have operations in 5 states. What is the number of registration I have to take? 5. And each registration is treated as distinct person. And all 5 registration I would have taken under my PAN only? Yes. So each separate registration under one PAN is treated as distinct person. If there is any movement of goods or services between the distinct person, even without consideration, it is a supply. Next, sir, within the state, I have multiple branches, sir, or multiple business vertical, different business wings I have, sir. How many registration I have to take? 1, mandatory. Sir, can I take separate registration for each of my branch or each of my business? Yes, optional for you. But if you take, each registration will be treated as distinct person. If you're ready for it, go for it. Why so? Because if you take registration, then payment of GST is registration wise, filing of returns is registration wise. And if there is any movement of goods between this distinct person, it will become a supply, even without consideration. Even without consideration. Yes, sir. Next, we have something called as establishment of distinct person. Sir, what is establishment of distinct person? Guys, assume I have a laptop business in Karnataka and I have liquor shop in Rajasthan. Liquor shop in Rajasthan. Liquor shop I need not registered under GST because GST is not applicable. Whereas laptop business, I have crossed the turnover, I have registered in Karnataka state. Now, is my Karnataka business and Rajasthan business connected? Yes, because the same person is carrying on. It is treated as establishment of distinct person. Even though it is not separately registered, we are not calling it as distinct person. It is establishment of distinct person. Now listen, if any liquor is transferred or transported or shifted from Rajasthan branch to Karnataka, no GST. But if any laptop has been sent from Karnataka to Rajasthan, is it a supply? Yes, even without consideration. Even without consideration, if it is sent, it is a supply. Hope you guys are able to connect. So establishment of distinct person means one might be registered under GST, another would have not. Still, we are treating it as establishment of distinct person, guys. Okay, so now coming back. So if there is any supply between whom, guys? Related person or establishment of distinct person, even without consideration, but in the course or furtherance of business, it is a supply. But employer-employee we saw. Employer-employee we saw. Are they related? Yes. But if what if employer gift to employee value up to 50,000? Exempt, not taxable. But if the value of the gift is more than 50,000, full amount is taxed. Clear? So we will discuss. See, listen. If the amount of gift is up to 50,000, not taxed. If it is more than 50,000, is it taxable, sir? Yes, it is taxed. Yes, it is taxable. So 50,000 is for all employees put together? No, per employee per annum. I mentioned you. Per employee per annum, guys. Yes, sir. Employer and employee related. Guys, listen. Employee give employment service and employer gives salary for it. Is it a supply? No, it is covered in negative list. Employment service is covered in negative list. Now they are not talking about employment service. Employer gifted something to employee. Gift means obviously is not taking anything in return. Yes, sir. In that case, without consideration between related person, is it a supply? No. If the gift value is up to 50, not a supply. Not a supply, guys. Okay, so next, one more thing. I would like to connect GST with income tax now. GST with income tax. Guys, listen. In income tax also gift provisions are there. If employer is gifting to employee, there are two forms, in cash, in kind. If it is in cash, fully taxable always as per QCIT. In kind, if it is the value of the gift is less than 5,000, nothing is taxable. If it is more than 5,000, fully taxable. Fully taxable. 5,000 there. Year 50. One extra zero. One extra zero. Please be careful because you will get confused. There 5 year 50 sir, by mistake you have given in income tax, so let me add another zero there. No, no, no. Please don't do it. Okay. Next. So what are the condition here? Supply between related person or distinct person in the course or furtherance of business. Related person or distinct person. Distinct person means separate registration under GST and a single PAN. Okay. Next. Supply of goods by a principal to his agent or agent to principal without consideration, where the agent undertakes to supply such goods on behalf of the principal and invoice is issued in the name of agent. That is the important condition here. Guys, assume I appointed you to purchase goods on behalf of me. You find the supplier and supplier directly delivered the goods to me. Supplier issued the invoice to me in my name. There is only one supply. Between whom? Supplier and me. It is a supply as per 7(1)(a). 7(1)(a). Next scenario. I asked you to purchase goods on behalf of me. You purchased it. Supplier sent the goods to you and invoice issued in your name. Then you are giving it to me. There is two supply. One is between you and supplier as per 7(1)(a). Next is between you and me as per para 3. As per para 3. Why? Main difference here was invoice was issued in your name. If agent name is mentioned in the invoice means there will be two suppliers. There will be two suppliers. One will be as per 7(1)(a. Another is between principal and agent. Same, let me take a different scenario. It was a purchase, now let us make it a sale. Now I want to sell my goods. I have appointed you as an agent. You found the customers for me. I am directly supplying to the customer. Invoice also I am issuing in the name of customer. Only one supply, 7(1)(a). 7(1)(a). Next, I sent goods to you. You deliver it to the customer. You issue invoice in your name. Who is the supplier in the invoice? You. You issued the invoice to the customers. One supply as per 7(1)(a). When I send the goods to you, is it a supply? Yes. As invoice is issued in your name, between principal and agent, there is supply as per para 3, guys. So supply of goods by a principal to agent and vice versa. Invoice, that is plus invoice is issued in the name of agent, guys. Okay. And sir, whether it is disclosed in the invoice or not, that you are acting as an agent or not, that and all will not matter. Because sometimes they may confuse in the question telling, you have disclosed in the note telling, I am an agent on behalf of Vikas sir. Doesn't matter. Check whose name is mentioned in the supplier or recipient. If supplier or recipient is mentioned as agent, then there is a separate supply. There is a separate supply. Fourth one. Import of services without consideration by a person. From whom am I importing? Related person or from any office establishment outside India in the course or furtherance of business. In the course or furtherance of business, guys. Sir, what if it's for personal purpose? Not a supplier. Not a supply. For example, assume guys, I imported services from my brother outside India without consideration, but for my personal purpose. Is it a supply? No. Now, I imported services from my brother for my personal purpose by paying $1,000. Is it a supply? Yes, as per 7(1)(b). As per 7(1)(b). And for 7(1)(b), relationship, adu, idu doesn't matter. Only matter is consideration. I have made one chart you can see here. For import, because it is covered in two different places, guys. I have made one chart. Please pay attention. Import of services, if it is for a consideration, straight away, whether or not in the course or furtherance of business, is it a supply? Yes, as per 7(1)(b). As per 7(1)(b). Next, if it is without consideration, check from whom. If it is from a related person or establishment outside India, plus it is in the course or furtherance of business, is it a supply? Yes. As per 7(1)(c), read with schedule 1, para 4. Otherwise, it is not at all a supply. Otherwise, it is not at all a supply. Guys, you can remember the section and schedule now? Yes, you have to. Paras also you can remember. You can start your answer like this. As per para 1 of schedule 1, read with section 7.1. Clear? Or else you can write reverse also. As per section 7.1c, read with para 1 of schedule 1 of CGST Act. Start your answer like this. And the shortcut to remember the paras are para 1 talks about assets. A is the first alphabet. Second, supply between related person or distinct person. That means at least two parties should be there. To be related or distinct, at least two parties should be there. Yes. Then three, principal, agent, and the third party. Three people will be involved here. Correct? Huh? I supplied to you, you supplied to customer. Or you bought from supplier and gave it to me. Totally, how many people are involved in the chain? Three. Para 3. Para 3. Then para 4 is about import. 7.1b. 7.1b connect with para 4. 7.1b connect with para 4, guys. So whenever you are reading para 4, please study along with 7.1b, small b. Okay, so let us move to schedule 2 now. Sir, we have decided whether an activity is a supply or not. Now we have to decide whether it is a supply of goods or supply of services. Activities to be treated as supply of goods or supply of services. Section 7.1a, read with schedule 3. Sorry, schedule 2. Negative list is given in 3. Schedule 2 to the CGST Act contains the list of activities or transactions which have been classified either as supply of goods or supply of service, which are as follows. Which are as follows. Which are those, sir? One by guys, easy. Just by using common sense also you can tell whether it is supply of goods or supply of services. Adukku one list ಬೇರೆ. Transfer. If it is a transfer of title, goods. If it is a right in the goods is transferred, it is always supply of services. Sir, title is given, sir, but not today. Some other day in the future. Higher purchase EMI, I have purchased the goods or vehicle on EMI. When will I get the ownership? Only when I pay the last installment. Yavago sikta idya. I'm getting it. Whether today or in the future. Is it a supply of goods or supply of service? Supply of goods, guys. Next, land and building. See, goods will not include immobile property. Please be careful. Any lease, tenancy, easement, license to occupy land, services. Any lease or letting out of building, services. Then any treatment or process for someone else's goods, it is services. For example, I took my vehicle for a service. He will repair and give it to me. Is it a supply of goods? No. Sir, he gave vehicle. No, my own vehicle. He gave back. Clear? I purchased the cloth. I went for a tailor. I asked him to stitch shirt and pant to me. Okay, for my size. He stitched and gave it back to me. So is it a supply of goods? No, supply of service. They just worked on my goods. Or I took my dress for iron service. They did iron and gave it to me. What is it? Supply of service, guys. Next, transfer of business assets. This bit tricky. Please be careful. Goods forming part of business assets are transferred or disposed of by or under the direction of a person carrying on the business. Guys, is it a supply? Yes, supply of goods. Now here we have to check various sections. Sir, I had purchased asset for business. I sold it for a value. Is it a supply? Yes, 7.1a. Next, sir, I had purchased the asset. Now I am giving it free of cost. Is it a supply? Just I want to check whether ITC is claimed. If ITC is claimed, yes, it is a supply as per para 1 of schedule 1. If ITC is not claimed, no, it is not a supply. Clear? And only when it is supply, we will check whether it is a supply of goods or supply of services, guys. Okay. Next, goods held or used for business are put to private use, means personal, or made available to any person for use for any purpose other than business by or under the direction of a person carrying on the business. It is a supply of services, guys. Supply of services. Just so. Next. So in simple, business asset used for personal purpose. Even in your accounts and all, you would have decided drawings. So here, is it a supply? Yes, supply of services. Why supply of services, sir? Title is not given. Title is still with whom? Business only, guys. Next, goods forming part of assets of any business carried on by a person who ceases to be a taxable person shall be deemed to be supplied by him in the course or furtherance of his business immediately before he ceases to be a taxable person. Ceases to be a taxable person means nothing but section 21. Sir, my registration is cancelled. When my registration is cancelled, whatever goods I am having in my business is deemed to be supplied. Section 29 talks about it. We will learn this in registration chapter, guys. This is when registration is cancelled. Exceptions are business is transferred as a going concern. See, closing down is different, sale is different. If business is sold as a going concern, is it a supply, sir? No, it is not at all a supply because it is covered in exemption list. Then business is carried on not by me now, by my personal representative or my next generation. Is it a supply? No, guys. Next, immobile property, renting of immobile property. Actually, it is just a repetition because land and building is anyway covered here, but again they have repeated. Okay, let us take it. Renting of immobile property, services. Then construction or sale. Construction of a building for sale before the construction is completed. We call it as sale of pre-construction building. Is it a supply of services? Yes. Guys, connected to negative list also. Connected to negative list also. So listen here. If there is a sale of building, check whether it is pre-construction or post-construction. Pre-construction or post-construction. Okay, sir. Now listen. How do I decide whether it is a pre-construction building or post-construction building? They're telling 2 dates. Date on which completion certificate is obtained. Date on which completion certificate is obtained, guys. So let me take it as 10th November 24 or the date of first occupation. Means the date on which the property is first occupied. Let me take it as 15th December 24. 15th December 24, guys. Whichever is earlier, which is 10th November 24. Date of first occupation or date of completion certificate, obtaining completion certificate. Yes, who will obtain this? Builder. Okay. Whichever is earlier. 10th November 24. Guys, listen. If any consideration, even if part of the consideration is received before this, even if part of the consideration is received before this, then it is said to be what? Pre-construction building. Is it a supply? Yes, supply of services. Sir, you told goods will not include immovable property. Yes, see the strategy played by the government. Guys, especially apartment or flats will be sold like this. The plan will be sold. Still property is not ready to occupy. You will go watch, they will show the plan. It will come like this, swimming pool will come here, gym area will come here, the play area will be here, and sir, your view will be like this forest view, and it will be lake view and all. I will ask, where is lake, where is forest? Sir, on that only we have built the apartment. So all these stories they will show, all the plans they will show, and they will make me to book for it. Correct. Now they will tell, sir, in 1 another 6 months, property will be ready, sir. Very high demand, sir. It is getting sold like a hot cake, sir. This is how marketing is. Okay. So they tell all the things and you will be like impressed by their plans. You book it by paying around 2 lakh, 5 lakh, 10 lakh. What did they sell? Building a plan. Plan. So for GST, it is sale of pre-constructed building. Is it a supply? Yes, supply of service, guys. Supply of service. Next, even part is received as part of payment. Okay, before this. Just a minute. So even part of the payment is received before 10th November. Sir, what if entire consideration is received after this? Entire consideration. Entire amount is received after 10th November. Then it is post-construction building. It is not at all a supply. It is covered in negative list, not a supply. Not a supply. Hope you guys are getting it. Not a supply covered in negative list. Yes, sir. Where is this covered? Just a minute. Where is this covered? Sir, schedule 2. Where is this covered? Schedule 3. Not a supply. Got it? If even part of the consideration is received before the date of obtaining the completion certificate or date of first occupation, whichever is earlier, then it is a supply of services. If entire consideration is received after this, whichever is earlier date, entire consideration is received after this, then it is a covered in negative list, not at all a supply. Not at all a supply. Yes, sir. Next, intellectual property rights, temporary transfer or permitting use or enjoyment of any intellectual property rights like know-how, copyright and all. It is always a supply of services. Next, information technology software, development, design, programming, customization, adaptation, upgradation, enhancement, implementation of IT software, always supply of services. Then, agreeing to an obligation to refrain from an act or to tolerate an act or situation or to do an act. Simple, guys. I have agreed to do something, not to do something, or tolerate something. Supply of services. ART, art I have given. A for acting, R for refrain from acting, T is for tolerating. T is for tolerating. Simple. And guys, there are conditions to be satisfied here. What is it, sir? There should be an agreement between supplier and recipient to do or not to do or to tolerate. And there should be consideration flowing from the other end. I have agreed to do something for you, not to do something from you or tolerate you. In that case, you are paying me 2 lakh. And there is an agreement between us to do it or not to do it or to tolerate. Is it a supply? Yes. Yes, it is a supply. Now listen, I have agreed to take classes for you. I have collected fees from you. Is it a supply? Yes, supply of service. Next, I have agreed I will not disturb you. Okay, or I will not mentally trouble you. Clear? For that, you have paid me some amount. Is it a supply? Yes. Next, you are told, sir, I will do all nonsense thing in the class. You have to tolerate me. You have told me, you have come and approached me, sir, I will do all nonsense thing in the class. I will do whatever I want. Please tolerate it. And for that, you have paid me extra fees. Okay, assume you have paid me 1,000 rupees. We both have agreed for it. Is it a supply? Yes. We'll never do that, but just giving an as an example. Sure. Right to use goods. Transfer of right to use any goods for any purpose. Again, repetition, guys. Services. Then composite supply, guys. This was the most challenging thing pre-GST. Okay, sir, on restaurant, goods also is there, service also is there. Service tax to live in a, VAT to live in a. Confused. Okay, especially when they're charging single bill. You guys would have observed. Sir, if you go to ground floor, those are 100 rupees. If you go to top floor, AC, 150 rupees. So 50, 150, 50 extra, why? Service. But will they give a breakup? Oh? No. 150 for dosa. Correct. So restaurant is providing service along with goods. They were confused. Sir, we should pay VAT or service tax. VAT on how much? Service tax on how much? So under GST, they made it very simple. They told restaurant and the work contract services as supply of services, guys. Even works contract, construction services will include both goods as well as the construction service. Assume the contractor is charging one single price for both construction as well as the items, 1 crore. In that case, sir, on 1 crore, what to charge was confused. VAT, service tax. But now both will be taxable as supply of services, guys. Yes, coming to negative list. Negative list under GST, section 7.2, read with schedule 3 of CGST Act on 17. Activities or transactions specified under Schedule 3 in CGST Act, which we also call it as negative list class. Activities or transaction which shall be treated as neither as supply of goods nor a supply of services. Means it is not a supply. That's all. What are those? One by one. I have just arranged it in one shortcut, guys. So this is actually not a para numbers. Whatever serial numbers I have given is not a para numbers. I have just arranged it in one shortcut, which I will tell at the end. Sale of land and sale of constructed building. Which building? Constructed building. Where entire consideration is received after. After what? Earlier of. Date of obtaining completion certificate or the date of first occupation. Next, actionable claims other than specified actionable claim. Sir, specified actionable claim, is it a supply? Yes. What it includes? It is actually given in section 2102A, guys. Specified actionable claim means the actionable claim involved in or by way of betting, casinos, gambling, horse racing, lottery, or online money gaming. Guys, important. Goods definition includes actionable claim. And in negative list, they're including actionable claim. Means actionable claim is not liable for GST? Yes. But other than. Means from negative list, they're excluding specified actionable claim. Means on specified actionable claim, GST is applicable or not? Applicable. Any other actionable claim, GST is not applicable. Okay, sir. Then services of funeral, burial, crematorium or mortuary, including transportation of deceased. Papa, already family is mourning. You go and don't go and disturb telling, sir, GST. Services by any court or tribunal. Then functions performed by members of parliament, that is MP, MLAs, members of panchayat, members of municipalities, that is corporator and all, and members of other local authorities. Then duties performed by any person who holds any post in pursuance of provisions of the constitution in that capacity, like president, a speaker, vice chairman, or vice president, all these people, guys, they get paid for whatever they're doing. Just whatever role they're playing, they get paid for it. Next, last one. Duties performed by any person as a chairperson or a member or a director in a body established by a central government or state government or a local authority. Now, if you are working as a chairperson or a director of any body set up by a government, for example, GST Council, Madam is acting as a chairperson. She get paid for all this? Yes. Is it liable for GST? No. And sir, is she employee of a government? No, no, no. See, if a person is employee of that department, then employer employee, it will come your last item. Employment services outside GST. Yes, sir. Whereas they're talking about in this C, they're talking about someone who is not an employee of it. For example, assume guys, CBDT, there is a chairperson or director who is not an employee of CBDT or CBIC. Whatever services they are providing, they are getting paid for it. Are they liable to pay GST? No, they will fall under this category. Sir, what if they're employee? Then they will come in the last part. Services by an employee to employer in the course of employment. In the course of employment. Sir, you told you have arranged in some order. No, sir. Which order? Negative list. I am giving one shortcut to remember. Learn A, B, C, D, E. Learn A, B, C, D, E. Learn for land. A for actionable claim. B for burial. C for court. D for duties. E for employment. Employment service by employee, guys. Okay, I have also arranged it and I have highlighted that, guys. Second one, activities or transaction notified by the government and government has notified few. What is it? Services by way of any activity in relation to a function entrusted to a panchayat under Article 243G of the Constitution or a municipality under Article 243W of the Constitution. Guys, in the Constitution, whatever work has been assigned to panchayat and municipality, if they are doing it, is it a supply? No. It is neither a supply of goods nor a supply of services. Then, services by way of grant of alcoholic liquor license by the state government is neither a supply of goods nor a supply of services. State governments may issue many other licenses also. Are they covered here? No. Only liquor license. Because sale of liquor is not covered under GST. So that is why they told liquor license also we will keep outside the GST. Okay. Next, non-supplies clarified by a circular. These are non-supplies as clarified by the circulars. Guys. Interstate movement of various modes of conveyance. Interstate movement of various modes of conveyance between distinct persons, including train, bus, trucks, tankers, trailers, vessels, containers, aircraft, carrying goods or passengers or both, are for repairs and maintenance, and therefore not liable to IGST. Guys, assume we are sending the goods from Karnataka branch to Tamil Nadu branch through a truck. Goods is supplied even if it is without consideration because distinct person. But is truck also considered to be supplied? No, truck is not supplied. Is that clear? Because goods are going along with the truck or lorry or any other vehicle. Goods, even if it is supplied between distinct person without consideration, is it a supply? Yes. But now what we are talking about is not goods, truck, lorry or vehicle. Is it a supply? No. Or else, sir, truck is going there for repair service. There is one expert repair person there. He will repair and send back my vehicle. When I'm sending that truck or vehicle from Karnataka to Tamil Nadu for repair, is it a supply of truck or vehicle? No. But when that person give repair service, is GST applicable on it? Ah, yes, that is a supply of service. Except in cases where such movement is for further supply of same conveyance. Now, Tata Motors have manufacturing plant in Maharashtra. They manufactured the car there and distributed to all the showrooms in India. They are sending the cars through trucks. Truck is not supplied, but car, is it a supply? Yes. Why? Because they are sending it for further supply. Even if it is without consideration, as it is a supply between distinct person, is it a supply? So, yes, guys. Is it clear? Yes. Now, sir, truck only. Assume Ashok Leyland manufactured a truck and they're sending truck only on road for the showroom. Is it a supply? Yes, because it is sent for a further supply. It is sent for a further supply. Guys. And you may ask me, sir, when goods are sent from one branch to another branch, even without consideration, they are charging GST. No, sir. How is it fair? Simple logic. Guys, assume I have manufactured the goods in Karnataka. I am sending the goods to my Tamil Nadu branch without consideration. Is it a supply? Yes. Am I liable to pay GST? Yes. Now, who is the recipient? Tamil Nadu branch. Now, they sell it there. Are they liable to pay GST on outward supply? Yes. Now, whatever they have paid when goods are sent from Karnataka to Tamil Nadu, can they claim the credit? Yes, they can claim. So effectively, it will not be a cost for the receiver. But the thing is, just to government should track where the goods are moving. So they are leaving the goods for movement from one state to another state or from one distinct person to another distinct person, guys. Okay. Next, interstate movement of rigs, tools or space and all goods on wheels like any equipments or devices, guys. Interstate movements of rigs, tools, spares, and all goods on wheels like cranes, except in cases where movement of such goods is for further supply. If it is for further supply, it is a supply when it is sent. And consequently, no IGST would be levied. However, applicable CGST, SGST, or IGST, as the case may be, shall be leviable on repairs and maintenance done for such conveyance or goods. For repair and maintenance service, yes, it is a supply and GST is applicable, guys. Done with section 7. Now we have to study section 8. Before studying section 8, we have to understand what is composite supply, what is mixed supply. Composite supply is defined in section 2 clause 30 and mixed supply is defined in section 2 clause 74. Important definition, guys. There are some important definition which you are supposed to know. Goods definition, service definition. Goods is given where? 252. Service plus 50. Plus 50. 102. Specified actionable claim also 102. A. Okay, sir. And you should know this, in any act, definitions are given in section 2 clause something. And it will always go in an alphabetical order. Alphabetical order. Now you are confused. Sir, goods 252 na 2102 na. Clear? So get it clarified. So because G will come fast or earlier. Clear? Yes. So try to recall like that if at all when you have a doubt. Okay. Now, first of all, what is composite or mixed supply, guys? When two or more goods or services or both put together, like one goods, one service, anything like that, have been sold for a single price. Have been sold for a single price. Then we have to decide whether it is a composite supply or mixed supply. Sir, how do you decide it? Based on naturally bundled concept. If it is naturally bundled, means what, sir? Customer are willing to buy it together. If not every customer, at least maximum customers are willing to buy it together. Then we call it as naturally bundled. If it is naturally bundled, then it is a composite supply. And when it is a composite supply, we need to identify which is the principal supply in it. Principal supply means what, sir? Which is having predominant element. Predominant element means because of this only other things are getting supplied. Because of this only other things are getting supplied. For example, I have supplied laptop along with laptop bag and charger guys. Now majority of the customer are willing to buy it together. Yes, sir. Now, which is it a naturally bundled? Yes. See, majority of the customer I am telling, because you may tell, no sir, I want to buy my own bag, I may want to buy my own charger. Maybe exceptional creature, like exceptional case or creature, but majority of them expect to buy it together. Yes, sir. So, which is the principal supplier? Laptop. Because of laptop bag and charger is getting supplied. So, laptop bag and charger is ancillary for the supply. Whereas principal supply is what? Laptop. Assume guys, all these three put together is supplied for 50,000. Now on 50,000, what is the rate applicable? Rate applicable on principal supply. What is principal supplier? Laptop. So on entire 50,000, whatever is the rate on laptop will be applicable, guys. Now coming to, sir, what if it is not naturally bundled? Then we call it as mixed supply. Sir, when it will not be naturally bundled, majority of the customer are not willing to buy it together. But still, seller has packed two, three items and he is selling it for a single price. For which price? Single price. Then what do we call it as? Mixed supply. We call it as mixed supply. For example, sir, chocolate, biscuit, dry fruits, everything has been packed in sweets in one box and it has been supplied during Diwali time or any festival. So, is it a mixed supply? Yes. Yes. In case of mixed supply, what is the rate applicable? Highest rate. Within the package, whichever goods or service attracts highest rate, apply that rate. Apply that rate. Yes. Chalo. Taxability of composite and mixed supply. Goods or services or both are supplied together in combination for a single price. This is a key thing here. Sir, what if is charging separate price for each goods? Then don't worry about composite or mixed. Apply the respective rate for each goods or services. And each of them may attract a different rate of tax, but it is sold as one package for a single price. Definitions. Definition. First, let us understand the meaning of it or definition of it. Composite supply. 2 clause 30 defines composite supply as a supply made by a taxable person to a recipient consisting of two or more taxable supplies of goods or services or both or any combination thereof which are naturally bundled keyword and supplied in conjunction with each other means together other in ordinary course of business, one of which is a principal supply. What is principal supply, guys? Which is having predominant position. Predominant position. Example, charger supplied along with mobile phones. Guys, please be careful. Nowadays lot of selling strategies are also happening, especially from Apple and all. Clear, they sell the adapter or charger only separate now, separate product. You have to pay for it and get it. Now we are not talking about it. Sir, majority of the customer wants to buy it together. Yes, all other mobile companies are actually selling together only, but only Apple does like that. Okay. So if you want to buy mobile, obviously mobile alone you cannot buy. Charger you have to buy it. They're telling that is separate. That is separate. Okay. I'm not talking about that example. In any other case, any other mobile company, they sell it for the same price? Yes, sir. Together. So is it naturally bundled? Yes. Taxability shall be treated as the supply of principal supply. The entire value of composite supply will be charged at the rate applicable to the principal suppliers. Principal supply. Just so. Coming to mixed supply. Covered in section 2 clause 74. If you know composite supply, then mixed supply already done. Only one thing is naturally bundled will not come there. When it is not naturally bundled, obviously we will not care about principal supply. Okay. Mixed supply means two or more individual supplies of goods or services or any combination thereof made in conjunction, means together with each other by a taxable person for a single price, where such supply does not constitute a composite supply. Means it is not a composite supply. When it is not a composite supply, when it is not naturally bundled. When it is not naturally bundled, guys. So which is not naturally bundled is a mixed supply. Gift pack comprising of chocolates and sweets or dry fruits. Here seller is playing some strategy, but majority of the customer will to buy together? No. You may tell, no sir, I want to buy it together. Exceptional case. Correct? Yes. Because you know majority, you have to go by majority, not by individual here. Shall be treated as supply of that particular supply that tracks highest rate of tax. Where is it given? Guys, what rate is applicable is given in section 8. But what is composite, what is mixed is given in section 2 clause 30 and 74. Okay. The entire value of mixed supply will be charged at the rate applicable to the supply that attracts highest rate of tax. Now coming to shortcut. Sir, composite supply is defined in section 2 clause 30. Yes, composite starts with C. C is a third alphabet. After that O, 3O. 30. Make it 30. Yes, sir. Next coming to, along with some example, I have tried to give the picturesque image wherever possible, guys, so that you guys also can connect to the topic. Two or more goods or services are both supplied together by a taxable person for a single price. If it is naturally bundled, we call it as composite supply. Then treated as supply of principal supply, which is having predominant element. So what is the rate applicable? Where is it given? Section 8. What is the rate applicable? The rate applicable to the principal supply will be applicable to the entire value, guys. Then coming to mixed supply. Treated as supply of that particular supply that attract highest rate of tax. Rate applicable to the supply that attract the highest rate will be applicable on the entire value. Where is this given, guys? Section 8. Both of this. So listen, let me just give some example. Now assume, guys, I am selling G1 and G2. G1 for 5,000 and G2 for 12,000. And on G1, the rate of GST is 10% and on G2, 18%. Should we bother about here? What is composite, what is mixed? No, individual supplies separate at a separate price, not single prices, separate price. We need not worry about it. Next, sir, both have been supplied for one single price, 20,000. Both have been supplied for a single price of 20,000. Now, check whether it is naturally bundled. Assume it is naturally bundled. Identify which is the principal supply. Assume it is G1. Then on 20,000, how much is applicable? 10%. On entire 20,000, 10%. Got it? Yes. Next, assume it is not naturally bundled. Assume it is not naturally bundled. So on entire 20,000, how much would be applicable? 18%. 18%. Now listen to one more story. Tricky. Nice. Sir, I am supplying G1 and G2 for a single price for 15,000, sir. For 15,000. On G1, GST is exempt. On G2, GST I am talking about. GST is exempt. On G2, it is 18%. First check. Is it naturally bundled? Yes, sir. It is naturally bundled. Check which is the principal supply. Assume G1 is a principal supply. Entire supply is exempt. Entire supply is exempt. Next. Sir, G2 is a principal supply, sir. Entire 15,000 is taxable at 18%. 18%. Next, sir. Not naturally bundled. Not any doubt? Not naturally bundled. Not at all naturally abundant. On entire 15,000, 18%. 18%. Yes, sir. Yes, students. So we have come to the end of chapter 2. I will just have a look into the section numbers. What all we have covered till now. What all we have covered till now under CGST. Section 1, common for any chapter, sorry, for any act. What is it, sir? Short title, extent and commencement. What is the short title of Central Goods and Service Tax Act? CGST. Name it on the top itself I have given. Okay. Extent all over India, including Jammu Kashmir. Commencement 1st April. Sorry, 1st July 2017. Yes. Definitions are given for various terms in section 2. Next, administration is given in section 3 to 6, which is not a part of your syllabus. Not a part of your syllabus. Then 7, which talks about scope of supply, 7.1a, 7.1aa, 7.1b, 7.1c, 7.1a, 7.1 capital A, okay? 7.2, 7.3. Everything I have covered it. Yeah. And 7.3 is like government has the power to tell it is not a supply of goods, supply of service. Assume I am supplying pen. Government is coming forward and telling, hey, it is not supply of goods, it is supply of service. Okay. Next, I am providing professional services. I know it is supply of service. Government came and told, oh, because no, it is supply of goods. Then what should I do? Okay, see. Ashte. Will they come and do like that and all? No. That is only when the public has a confusion. Sir, I am supplying something, I am not knowing whether it is a goods or services. They will come and clarify. Telling, yes, it is a supply of cash. That power is given to the government under section 77(3), guys. Then 8, which talks about taxability of composite and mixed supply, is given in section 8, guys. So till here we have covered.